Okay, let me give you a quick example, and then you can have a go after. Okay, uh, an example which most of you will have trouble on is when you have x squared and then x squared here, and then I ask you to make x squared x the subject. So the weird thing is you can actually factorize this. So it's like this. Hang on. It could be like this: x squared and then let's say I don't know a b plus 2y, something like this. You could actually factorize this, okay, and then later you kill off this and then square root both sides to get x on its own, okay. So when you see x squared, don't worry, just treat it as normal, but then you can actually factorize the x squared, okay. Let me do it and then you see what I mean. So here at the moment, visualize it as one bubble over another bubble. It's two layers at the moment, 1, 2. So let's times both sides by the bottom bubble. So you will have this: y bracket x squared plus ab close it off equals x squared minus 2y. Okay. And now just break. Keep an eye on x. Okay. X appears here and here. So let's break this up. So what y times x squared will be y x squared, and then now this times this, it will be a b y equals that thing up there. So this one here, and now oh, what's in between? It's plus, isn't it? Okay, now keep an eye on x. Get all the x's on one side. Okay, so now try and look at the sign. Do I move this x across, or do I move this this thing across there? Let me think about this. Hang on. Let's move this one. We can see it's a negative here. So I know the chances are I might have to add 2y just to turn into a positive. Well, if I move this across, that means I'm going to have to move this across here. So, well, just play around with it. I've decided I'm going to move this across. Okay. So take away this thing here. Okay, from both sides. So on this side it will be a, b, y. Take that thing down. Take away 2y, and then take away y x squared. Now visualize it as this. You've got one block here, you've got this here, and you've got this here. Get all the x's on one side, all the rubbish on the other side. Well, this is classed as rubbish because it doesn't contain x. So let's add 2y to both sides. So add 2y to both sides. A, b, y, add 2y. And over here, it will be this because it will just be this. Okay, and now you can factorize. Remember that there's nothing in front of the x squared, so you can imagine it as a 1. Okay, you can imagine it as a 1. So when you factorize this, it will become this: x squared minus sorry, hang on. So we are factorizing x squared. Okay, so it will become this 1. You've got to put the 1 in there because later this times 1 will give you x squared. And then minus y. Okay, and then on this side it will be a, b, y plus 2y. Now visualize it as this times this. So divide both sides by this thing here. So it will be, hang on, it will be a, b, y plus 2y over 1 minus y, and then on this side it's just x squared. Now you just need to square root both sides. Okay, so x squared equals, well, take the whole thing down first and then we can square root, plus 2y over 1 minus y, and then remember, then we are going to square root both sides. So this goes. So there. So when you are here, square root both sides. So it will become this. Okay. So have a go now. Your turn. So remember, visualize this as well, ultimately you're going to have to factorize this, the x squared. Just keep an eye on that. So later on you're going to have something like this: bracket blah 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 plus blah 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 blah, or minus, I don't know. But and then later get rid of this and then square root this. Okay, so well, do whatever you have to do. Have a go. Make x the subject. Okay, so here times both sides by the bottom bubble here. Okay, so visualize it as this. Now times both sides by this bit here. Okay, it's by the bottom bubble. So you have y bracket a x squared plus b close bracket equals 3x squared plus 5. Okay, and now keep an eye on x. X is here and here. Let's break up this thing here. So let's get this times this. So it will be it would be y a x squared plus y b, and then on this side it stays the same. And now get all the x's on one side. So visualize as this and this. You've got to get these two to be on the same side, and this is rubbish. So get all the rubbish on one side, all the x's on the other side. So somehow avoid negatives. Well, anyway, let's move this over here. Okay, so take away 3x squared from both sides. So hang on, I'm going to remove the equal. Hang on. So take away 3x squared from both sides. So it will be this plus yb, and then take away 3x squared. On this side it's just 5. Okay. So now visualize it as this. You've got this here block plus this block. Take away this block equals this block here. So this is classed as rubbish. So take away yb from both sides. Hang on. So take away yb from both sides. You will have this yax squared minus 3x squared, and then take the 5 down. Take away yb. Okay. Now here x squared. Let's factorize. So x squared bracket ya minus 3, close it off, 5 minus yb. Okay. Now visualize as this. At the moment you've got this times this. Let's divide both sides by this bracket here. So it will be x squared on here, and it will be 5 minus yb over ya minus 3. Okay, and now square root both sides. So hang on, 5 minus yb over ya minus 3, and then you're square rooting this side, and when you square root the left hand side, it will just be x. So you've made x the subject. Okay.